Man's mind is a powerful instrument, a divine tool fashioned by the Creator not merely to think, but to attract. Every thought is a seed, and every seed must bear fruit after its kind. The mind that is trained to dwell upon abundance becomes a magnet for abundance. The mind that clings to lack and limitation must, by law, attract more of the same. Many live in the illusion that wealth comes only from effort, from external striving, from the hustle and grind of the outer world. But the wise one knows, all things seen are first shaped in the unseen. Your external world is but a mirror of your internal vibration. Whatever you deeply believe, you will inevitably receive. Thoughts of poverty, thoughts of fear, thoughts of a not enough. These thoughts form an invisible fence around the soul, keeping it from its divine inheritance. They are not just idle musings. They are calls, magnetic signals sent into the ethers, pulling back into your experience that which matches them. And so, if a man continually affirms, "A money is hard to come by," the law cannot help but respond with evidence of lack. If a woman lives in dread of unpaid bills, her dread becomes a mold into which more scarcity is poured. But, blessed be, the law works in the opposite direction too. When the mind is trained like a noble horse or a loyal dog, to dwell upon the ideas of plenty, peace, and divine supply, it becomes a faithful servant. Train your thoughts to expect riches. Train your inner speech to echo words of overflow. Think not of the few coins in your purse, but the gold hidden in the vaults of divine wisdom. The riches of the universe are not reserved for a chosen few. They belong to all who align their minds with the vibration of abundance. To begin this training, one must become a careful gardener of the inner field. Pluck out weeds of worry before they take root. Uproot seeds of comparison, envy, or judgment. They choke the flow of wealth. In their place, sow thoughts of generosity, thoughts of trust, thoughts that say, "Everything I need is already on its way." These thoughts align you with the great law of attraction, not the modern imitations sold in glittering books and seminars, but the eternal law spoken of in sacred texts and whispered by sages through the ages. As within, so without. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. A woman who desires wealth must learn to become wealthy in thought. She must walk with the dignity of a queen even if her surroundings are humble. She must affirm silently and with authority, "I am one with infinite supply. Every door opens for me. I live in the realm of divine surplus." The ethers will respond, for thoughts, when charged with faith, have legs. They travel swiftly, forming unseen alliances, drawing in people, opportunities, and unexpected blessings. The trained mind no longer entertains the thoughts that sabotage. It no longer says, "I can't afford it," but rather, a divine substance meets every need. It does not say, "I'm always unlucky," but instead, "Everything that belongs to me now comes to me under grace in perfect ways." This is not fantasy, this is law. Just as gravity does not fail, neither does the law of mental attraction. What you consistently dwell upon, especially when charged with emotion, will eventually become your experience. Let the mind be trained like a child who must learn right from wrong. Every time you catch yourself thinking a thought of lack, do not scold or fear. Gently correct. Replace it. Speak aloud the truth of supply. Say, "There is no lack in divine mind, and I am one with divine mind. Therefore, I am rich in every way." Repeat it until your inner atmosphere begins to shift. This is not about pretending what is false, but awakening to what is eternally true. For even in the invisible realm, there is no shortage. The universe does not ration its goodness. It does not say, "You have had too much. Let another take their turn." That is man's belief, and it is false. The true law says, "According to your faith, be it unto you." And so it is not the outer effort that brings wealth, but the inner state of belief. A rich man who fears loss is poorer than a beggar who trusts in divine abundance. For the beggar's faith has magnetism, while the rich man's fear repels. The trained mind watches over its thoughts as a shepherd guards his flock. It permits no intruder to steal away its peace. It allows no broadcast of fear to play unchallenged. And when trials come, as they sometimes do, it declares with power, "This too shall pass, for I am rooted in infinite wealth." Nothing can hinder the divine flow. Let the mind then be your magnet. Let it draw to you all that you require, not through strain, but through surrender to truth. Know this, every dollar, every idea, every opportunity you could ever need already exists in the infinite. You do not have to chase it. You simply have to align. Spoken word is a creative force. The spoken word is not mere sound or idle expression. It is the vibration of divine substance, shaped by thought, and sent forth with power into the invisible realms to return bearing fruit. What you speak, you create. What you declare, you summon. The word is the wand of the spirit, and the mouth is the gateway through which manifestation takes form. In the beginning was the word, not an idle whisper, but a decree. The universe was spoken into existence, not built with hand. The same spiritual law applies to your own life. Your words form the blueprint from which your reality is constructed. If your words are laced with fear, lack, complaint, or doubt, you will walk in a world of resistance. But if your words are saturated with faith, certainty, gratitude, and divine command, you will watch the invisible become visible before your eyes. Too many speak carelessly, unaware that every sentence is a seed. They say, I never have enough, and the law responds, so be. They say, I'm always struggling, and the universe affirms, as you say. They utter phrases like spells of lack. I can't afford that. A money slips through my fingers. A life is hard. These are not merely complaints. They are commands. They are instructions to the divine creative force, which knows only how to obey. One must learn to speak not from appearances, but from truth. Appearances shift and fade. Truth is eternal. Appearances may show lack, but truth declares abundance. And when the truth is spoken with conviction and emotion, it overrides the false image. To say, I am divinely provided for when the purse is empty is not denial. It is declaration. It is calling forth your inheritance from the unseen storehouse. Speak it long enough, believe it deeply enough, and the purse will be filled. There is great spiritual authority in the voice aligned with divine mind. The tongue, when governed by fear, becomes a sword that wounds. But when governed by faith, it becomes a scepter that rules. You must guard your mouth as you would a sacred altar. Let no word escape that you do not wish to see made flesh. Begin each day with words of power. Speak into the silence before the world awakens. This is a day of divine abundance. Doors open for me effortlessly. I am aligned with infinite supply. These words, spoken in the spirit of faith, rise like incense into the ethers. They take root in the realm of cause and begin to stir the currents of manifestation. When you speak affirmations, you are not begging or hoping. You are commanding, lovingly, reverently, but firmly. You are aligning your vibration with the frequency of what already exists in divine mind. You are not trying to make something happen. You are allowing what already is to become visible in your experience. Just as one would not plant seeds and dig them up each day to check for roots, you must not cancel your words with doubt. Speak your truth and leave it. Trust that it is working, though you may not yet see it. The farmer does not worry whether the seed will grow. He knows the law of the soil and acts accordingly. So must you know the law of the word. The spoken word must also be consistent. You cannot declare abundance in the morning and then speak of fear and shortage by night. The double-minded man receives nothing, for he sends mixed signals to the universe. Let your yes be yes. Let your declaration stand unshaken even in the presence of delay. Say, I do not go by appearances. I speak what I know to be true in spirit. My words are the substance of my future. Speak abundance over your finances. Speak prosperity over your business. Speak favor over your family. Speak ease over your journey. There is no area of your life that the word cannot reach. Every time you say, money comes to me freely and abundantly, you are building a structure in the invisible that must one day take shape in the visible. Even casual conversation must be watched. Words spoken in jest, in sarcasm, in complaint, carry power. The law does not sort intention, it responds to vibration. Better to remain silent than to speak against your own good. Better to pause and reframe your words than to curse your own path with idle speech. Let your word be your wand. With it, you draw into yourself the riches of heaven and earth. You do not need to know how the good will come. Your role is to speak it forth in faith and allow divine intelligence to orchestrate the details. The word sends forth the command. The law completes the form. Clear mental pathways before wealth can flow freely into your life. The inner channels through which it travels must be cleared and purified. Just as a stream cannot run smoothly when blocked by debris, so too the divine current of abundance is hindered when the mind and heart are filled with fear, resentment, doubt, or unforgiveness. These are the spiritual obstacles, the invisible barriers that dam the river of supply. Many strive for wealth in the outer world, taking action after action, struggling to force results while carrying within them a tangled net of emotional burdens. They do not understand that prosperity is not merely a matter of action, but of alignment. And alignment cannot happen where there is inner conflict. Wealth is not attracted to a mind that is cluttered with worry. It does not dwell in the heart that harbors bitterness or guilt. These vibrations are of the lower plane and cannot hold the higher frequencies of divine abundance. To receive unlimited wealth, the soul must be made ready. The temple must be swept clean. The mental atmosphere must be renewed. This begins with a deep and conscious act of spiritual housekeeping. One must become aware of every thought, every feeling, every belief that may be blocking the flow of good. It is not punishment, but preparation. Just as gold must be refined in fire before it shines, so too must the mind be purified of old patterns before it becomes a vessel fit for abundance. The most powerful tools for clearing are forgiveness, gratitude, and surrender. Forgiveness is the broom that sweeps away the dust of the past. It releases old wounds and allows the soul to move freely again. Many unknowingly hold resentment toward others who prosper or bitterness toward themselves for past mistakes. These feelings act as a closed door to prosperity. No one can attract what they secretly condemn. If you judge another's wealth, you are simultaneously pushing your own away. Therefore, forgive freely. Forgive the one who wronged you, the one who prospered while you struggled, the one who left you, disappointed you, deceived you. But most importantly, forgive yourself for all the times you settled for less, denied your worth, or feared your own success. Speak aloud. I fully and freely forgive. I loose and let go. I now let divine love dissolve every resentment, and I am free to prosper. Say it often. Say it until the weight lifts. It is impossible to hold on to bitterness and walk in wealth at the same time. Gratitude is another spiritual solvent. Where gratitude lives, fear and lack cannot remain. Gratitude clears the mind of complaint, which is poison to prosperity. Complaining magnifies lack. It focuses attention on what is missing and blinds the eye to what is present. But when you give thanks, even in small things, you shift your vibration to one of receptivity. The grateful heart is an open channel, ready to receive the riches of heaven. Say daily, I am thankful for the money I have. I am thankful for every dollar that flows to me. I give thanks in advance for all the blessings on their way. These words create a sacred vacuum that divine supply rushes to fill. Another mental block is fear, particularly the fear of not having enough, the fear of losing what you gain, or the fear of being unworthy. These fears are lies of the lower mind, and they must be replaced with truth. Fear is a fog that clouds divine vision. You must say to yourself, I walk by faith, not by fear. I am a child of divine substance, and I live under grace. I do not fear lack, for I know who my source is. These affirmations clear the inner mirror so that it may reflect only truth. Doubt is yet another thief. It cancels prayers, weakens declarations, and chokes the seed before it grows. A doubtful mind is unstable, moving back and forth between faith and fear. Wealth cannot rest in such a space. To eliminate doubt, one must anchor deeply into the knowing that the universe is always working in perfect order. Even when nothing appears to be happening, trust that the roots are growing. Declare, every delay is a divine adjustment. All things are now working together for my highest prosperity. Old beliefs are often buried so deep that they operate without notice. Beliefs such as money is evil, or rich people are greedy, or I always have to struggle are silent programs running beneath the surface dictating outcomes. These must be exposed and replaced. Write them down, look them in the face, and then speak new truth over them. Replace a money is evil with a money is a tool for divine good. Replace I always have to struggle with now live in ease, guided by divine flow. Clearing the mental and emotional pathways is not a one-time act, but a daily devotion. You must become your own spiritual caretaker, watching for weeds of doubt, pruning the vines of resentment, watering the seeds of truth. You are cultivating the inner soil from which your harvest will come. Wealth cannot grow in poisoned ground. It grows in peace, in clarity, in expectancy. Divine timing and the law of preparation in the invisible workings of spirit. Nothing is ever late, and nothing is ever rushed. All unfolds according to divine timing, which is perfect in its rhythm and wisdom. Yet many grow restless in their seeking. They cry out, where is my wealth? Where is my breakthrough? Not realizing that the delay is not denial, but divine arrangement. For the universe cannot pour its riches into a vessel unprepared. Preparation is the law that precedes manifestation. Just as the soil must be tilled before the seed is planted, the mind and life must be ready before wealth can arrive and remain. If riches came before the soul was steady, the blessing could become a burden. Divine intelligence knows this. It withholds no good thing, but it gives in perfect order, at the perfect moment, when the receiver is truly aligned with the gift. This is why the wise one does not plead for prosperity, but prepares for it. Preparation is an act of faith. It says to the universe, I believe it is already mine. I trust that it is on the way, and I make room for it now. Faith without preparation is empty noise, but faith with preparation is a magnet. It draws forth the thing hoped for with unshakable expectancy. Begin to ask yourself, if the wealth I desire were to arrive today, am I truly ready to receive it? Is your environment in order? Your heart in peace? Your habits aligned with abundance? Many say they desire a flood of prosperity, yet their inner world remains cluttered with doubt, fear, or habits of limitation. Divine law cannot violate free will. It responds not to lip service but to vibration. When you prepare with joy, you signal to spirit that you are ready to receive. The act of preparation may appear simple, even mundane, but it is deeply spiritual. Clean your home, organize your finances, create space in your life for new blessings. If you desire greater income, are you already managing what you have with care and gratitude? If you wish to own property, do you treat your current dwelling with reverence? These small acts are powerful prayers in motion. They declare silently, I am a faithful steward. I am ready to receive more. Even the way you dress and carry yourself can be an act of preparation. Walk as one who knows her good is on the way. Speak with the calm assurance of one who has already received. The vibration of expectancy is sacred. It attracts what belongs to you, for it aligns your inner world with the blessing already forming in the unseen. Do not be fooled by silence or apparent delays. The universe is always moving, always arranging the pieces in your favor. What you call waiting is often a period of hidden growth. Just as a seed does not sprout the moment it is planted, your desires are gestating in the invisible realm. Every moment you spend preparing in faith is watering the seed. The timing is not yours to control, but the readiness is. There is also a deep humility in preparation. It says, I do not need to know how or when my good will come. I simply know that it will, and I choose to be ready. This surrender removes resistance. It releases the tight grip of worry and allows divine flow to work freely. When you are obsessed with the ON, you create tension. But when you return to preparation, you return to power. Sometimes divine timing brings unexpected detours or delays. These are not punishments, but protections. You may believe you are ready, yet there is something greater being prepared for you, something beyond what you could plan for yourself. When doors do not open immediately, bless them anyway. Say, I trust in divine order. My blessings arrive at the appointed hour, never early, never late, but let your preparation extend beyond the physical and into the spiritual. Prepare your consciousness through prayer, meditation, and affirmation. Declare daily, I am ready to receive. I make room in my heart, my mind, and my life for the riches of the universe. All is unfolding for me in perfect timing. These words plant deep roots. They till the inner soil and call forth the harvest. Preparation also means releasing what no longer serves you. You cannot receive new good while clinging to what is outdated. Let go of old beliefs about money, about your worth, about how hard life must be. Let go of expired relationships, stagnant routines, or cluttered spaces. Every act of release creates space for greater flow. Nature abhors a vacuum. When you make room, something must come to fill it. When you act, dress, and think as though your wealth is inevitable, you begin to inhabit a new identity, the identity of one who is already prosperous. This identity carries a vibration that reshapes your world. People respond to it. Opportunities find their way to it. The law of preparation is not passive. It is quietly magnetic. It tells the universe, I trust you completely. I know my good is on the way. I live today as though it has already arrived. Faith is substance of wealth. Wealth does not begin in the wallet, the bank account, or the business. It begins in the unseen realm, within the mind, within the heart, Within the consciousness of the individual who knows that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not wishful thinking, nor is it blind optimism. Read words of power. Affirm your connection to the infinite. Surround yourself with beauty, with order, with symbols of abundance. Treat every dollar with reverence, knowing that it carries divine energy. As you build this inner atmosphere, your faith becomes stronger than facts, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable.